Happy Taco Tuesday or Wings Wednesday or Thirsty Thursday, whatever day you're listening to the Scruffy Stuff. Today's episode is all about food and drinks, and while we talk about restaurants and bars a lot, I don't think we talk enough about what we eat at those restaurants and bars. And so today we're going to go around the newsroom. We're going to ask some folks here what is the best thing that they have ate or drank in the past month, in the month of July. And to get things started, I'm Ryan Wilusz, downtown growth and development reporter at KnoxNews, joined by
Brenna McDermott, growth and development editor at KnoxNews.
And Brianna Paciorka, visual journalist at KnoxNews.
And I'm going to go all the way back to the beginning of July, and I remember exactly where I was because I was waiting probably about almost an hour for this food, and it had nothing to do with the staff. It was at 4th of July down at World's Fair Park, so they were incredibly busy. And what's more 4th of July than a Philly cheesesteak egg roll? Because you got Philly cheesesteak America, and we're a melting pot, and so the nice fusion of Asian and American was an excellent snack. And these egg rolls were something serious. They were large for a low charge. And very tasty.
And who served these?
Oh, yeah, I should probably say that. Shout out to Bees Bites. It's a food truck. So if you ever see Bees Bites around, I don't know if this was a 4th of July special or if this is something they keep on their menu regularly or cycle through. But, judging by that Philly cheesesteak egg roll that I had, I would try other food from the food truck.
And was there a dipping sauce?
I can't remember if there was a dipping sauce. I think the dipping sauce was honey mustard, which sounds like weird. I remember there was a dipping sauce, but I remember thinking it was kind of weird for what it was, but I did dip. Just can't really remember what it was.
You did do the dip.
I dipped. Somebody else was there. They dipped. We all dipped. I dip, you dip, we dip. Anyways, and I'm going to go ahead and say my drink as well. And when we go around, some people have just food, some people have drinks. I have both. I did not get this at the same time. I actually got this more recently towards the end of the month, so started and ended my month strong. This was over at 71 South. It was my first time going there, and it was not the food that was the highlight for me as much as it was the cocktail dessert. I drank it as dessert because it was a boozy float, and there was a lot to choose from. The Tropical Thunder, the Swim Team, the key lime pie. I went with the key lime pie. It was vanilla ice cream, whipped vodka, coconut rum, lime juice, in a little bowl with a spoon. And I don't know, it's not often you get to eat and drink alcohol at the same time. I don't know if I've ever eaten alcohol outside of a Jell-O shot, so this was a fun new experience for me.
I think floats have sort of fallen out of favor. I hope they're coming back in style.
I hope so. And I was looking at this menu. It was tough to choose which one I wanted. That Tropical Thunder was also calling my name, with fruit sorbet, tequila, triple sec, pineapple juice, grenadine. And then there was one too with the affogato with vanilla ice cream, whipped vodka, Kahlua, cold brewed coffee, and chocolate drizzle. So get on over there. Try them all.
Yeah, and the Grub Scout recently reviewed 71 South. So if you're looking for some menu advice, you could start there.
So that's it for me. Brenna, what have you been snacking on, drinking on lately?
Lately, I've been trying to support food and drink establishments in my neck of the woods and not just go downtown. So I've been trying some east side of the city restaurants. And a few weekends ago, I went to Don Chewies, which is a relatively new Mexican restaurant near where Easttown Mall used to be. It's literally right outside the Amazon facility. So whenever Amazon finally decides to open, they're going to have a great customer base. It was a super fun experience, and I'd love to tell you more.
Please tell us more. What is it that caught your attention on that menu? What was so good?
So first of all, it's in an old Wendy's, which is really interesting, but you would not know it in the inside. They've done it up really cute. There's original murals on the wall. One of them includes the owner's grandpa drinking some tequila. Very cool. I had the Los Cabos tacos. You can get those with breaded shrimp or fish, and they come with all kinds of good coleslaw type stuff and a really yummy aioli and super spicy salsa on the side if you like spiciness. And also had some great drinks there. I'm very picky about margaritas, and their pineapple margarita was excellent. It was a homemade pineapple juice, very little simple syrup mix. So you're not doing the sweet and sour stuff there. You're getting something made fresh. And I'm a sucker for a Paloma, and their Paloma was off the charts, served with tahini on the rim, which is just perfection.
You know, it's crazy the amount of flavors of margaritas that I've tried that are not pineapple. I've never had a pineapple, but I've tried some weird ones. I've had like a pumpkin one before, but I've never had a pineapple. So you'd think I would try that one first. It sounds really good.
I don't think you see a lot of pineapple margaritas, but really, I don't understand why not. I think people think pineapple and rum will maybe go together more, but pineapple and tequila is a beautiful arrangement.
Awesome. Well, Brianna, what about you?
So I don't typically go to the food hall very often, but we went there for a coworker lunch a couple weeks ago, and I went to Soul Brothers and I got their bulgogi taco bowl, which was pretty amazing. You get to pick what kind of protein you want. I went with the beef. The bowl itself has kimchi pico, Asian slaw, and queso fresco, and it's drizzled with the soul sauce and served with cilantro lime rice and cucumber sprout salad. It was very flavorful while also being kind of fresh at the same time, which I feel is kind of a hard combination to get. And it was also very, very filling. I thought it was very much worth it. I think it was $14, and I think it was very much worth that much money. As far as my drink goes, I went to Fly By Night for the first time a couple weeks ago, and I got a Pink Lady cocktail, which is a pretty classic, basic cocktail, but they included aquavit in it, which has a bit of a fennel anise flavor to it, which really was a unique taste and twist on what's kind of a boring cocktail. So I think that's probably the best thing I drank.
No, it's weird you mentioned those places because those were actually going to be, both places were going to be where I mentioned my best food and drink came from. I changed it last second, but I had a different bowl from Soul Brothers at that coworker's lunch I never had before that was delicious, and was going to give a shout out, and might as well just go ahead and do it now, to the martini over at Fly By Night. Very simple, but love the presentation with the little mini bottle. Kind of pour yourself in the cocktail onion, and having a nice martini, watching some old VHS is a great way to spend a Friday night. Now that we have shared ours, I say we go around the newsroom and see what other people have been snacking on, drinking on, enjoying this month around Knoxville. All right, first up, we have Tennessee Athletics beat reporter Mike Wilson. Mike, what's been the best thing you've had in the month of July?
I'm a massive fan of Southeast Asian food, so Landing House is one of my go-to spots in the entire city of Knoxville. I live in South Knox, so it's right there on Sevier Ave. Their chili crisp noodles with chicken, one of my favorite meals in the entire city. Also varied away from that the other day, though, and got the Madras curry. Might have mispronounced that. We're not sure, but also delicious. But the wonton crisps as an appetizer, too. Everything is always good at Landing House.
Yeah, and I live in South Knox too. I think closer to you, and I think I've mentioned on the podcast before, still have not been there. I know it's like a South Knoxville sin, and every time I mention it, I say I'm going to check it out. This might be the time I do it now that I've got these recommendations from you. So thanks, Mike. Now we have video producer Angela Gosnell, who's going to share one that I am very excited about. Why don't you tell them what your best food is of the month?
I had the most amazing burrito of my entire life. It's called the Baja Burrito at the Dia de Food truck at Southside Garage, and it is absolutely freaking magical.
I 100% agree. There was a time where they were going to Central Filling Station for like every Wednesdays for trivia, and I'd be there every Wednesdays for trivia, and I would eat a burrito every Wednesday during trivia. That same one. It is absolutely delicious. I don't know what the secret is. What's in it, by the way? I know you have the menu pulled up.
It has shrimp, rice, pico de gallo, chipotle aioli. That is what's got to be the thing. The chipotle aioli is so amazing.
I'd say the secret's in the sauce, I feel like.
Secret's in the sauce. And it also has avocado and red onion cabbage slaw.
The cabbage slaw too, I think, does it. I know some people get it with chicken too, so if you're not a fish person or a shrimp person, you can do that. But I always say, why mess with it if it's not broken? It's perfect the way it is. Unless you just can't stand shrimp, get it like that because it's really good. It's
amazing. I could eat one every day.
So we have Silas Sloan now, growth and development reporter here at KnoxNews. Silas, let's start with the food. What's the best thing you've ate in the past month?
That's a good question, Ryan. I have not gotten out to eat a whole lot this month, but when I did, I have to say, it's kind of maybe not the fanciest place in the world, but Central Flats and Taps serves this pasta salad that is very delicious. The balsamic vinaigrette on it is like, I'm a sucker for a great pasta salad, and that was just top tier.
I'm with you. And, we talked about it last week on the Happy Holler episode that Central Flats and Taps is one of the few places where you can go down, sit without a reservation on a Friday night and not have to worry about not being able to get a table. The pasta salad is great. I'm a big pasta salad person, too, usually like a white ranch base normally.
Ooh.
But yeah, it's really good, and all their food is good, man. They have I usually go there. It's nice to do a little appetizer with the dip sampler. Get a little crab dip, I believe, a little bit of goat cheese, spinach dip. I can't remember what all's on there. The hummus is great too.
I feel like bar food could get a bad rap sometimes because it's not like a sit-down fancy restaurant. But I mean, some of the best food you ever eat comes from a bar. It's just so good, and Central Flats and Taps does pasta salad so well.
Yeah. Well, the drink part, the other half of this podcast, what's the best thing you drank?
I am staying in the exact same place. Well, I ordered this at Central Flats and Taps, but it's from Zool. It is their peanut butter and jelly sour. It is, now, I'm not normally a fan of sours, but this was, it's not that sour, but it was magical. That's the only way to describe it. It tastes exactly like a PB&J. At first sip, it kind of tastes like a Smucker's strawberry jelly, really sweet. And then it's like a perfect peanut butter aftertaste. I don't know what they do to make it so perfect, but I hope they never stop because it's incredible.
Was it strawberry? I couldn't remember. I thought it was more of a grape. Maybe it's wherever your mind takes you.
Generic berry.
Yeah.
Generic berry, whatever.
Like the Grimace shake.
Exactly. It's the Grimace shake of beers, but
let's not give them that endorsement.
No.
I
don't know if that's a compliment.
Well, it's funny. I was with you whenever you tried that, right? That was the first time having it. I tried it too, and I was skeptical because Catawba Brewing Company out of Morganton, where I used to live, does a series every summer with PB&J releases, and they do all different kinds of jelly. And I have loved those, and I've never had a PB&J beer that was better than that. I think they do it as a brown ale and not a sour. And I was shocked that I think this might have taken the cake. This might be the superior PB&J beer for sure.
The only thing, my only criticism was that Flats and Taps served it in a 10-ounce glass and not a 16-ounce glass. So I just wish I had more of it in my serving. That's my only knock on this beer.
Yeah, I could drink a keg probably.
Easily. Maybe 2.
Yeah. Or 3. So now we have Keenan Thomas, who's going to talk about the best thing he ate and drank in the month of July. Let's start with the food. What do you got?
So the main thing I had was a bowl of pho from Baja Saigon, which is a Vietnamese restaurant near Regal Downtown West over in West Knoxville.
Let me guess. You were seeing a movie.
I was seeing a movie. I popped in for dinner right before, and I got the number 11, the pho Thai Nam, and it was like noodles with beef and onions, as well as a side of like some greens and bean sprouts, and it was delicious. It was so good.
Do you eat pho a lot?
Sometimes when I can. I'm really bad about getting it often.
Right.
But this was like a case of like I'm really hungry and I hadn't eaten like anything that day, and I had just gotten off work, and I was like, I'm gonna get this because I haven't been in a while. I'm going right there anyway. It's perfect.
Sounds phenomenal.
It was phenomenal. It was so good. I was indisposed for the next 40 minutes because it was so filling. Like, I ate all of it and then was sipping the broth, and I was just like, I almost like can't finish this. I'm too full.
Yeah. So good portion size. I was going to ask what else was so good about it compared to other pho that you had.
Yeah, no, it's just super tasty. If you need like the perfect meal to just take a 3-hour nap, like, go there. It's bar none perfect.
Awesome. Now what about the drinks?
Now the drinks I've got 3, and I'm gonna space it out as alcoholic, non-alcoholic, alcoholic. So the first thing I had was I had the frozen Harvey Wallbanger over at Fly By Night. You were there for that one, and it was kind of like the last drink of the night for me, but it was really tasty. super cold and delicious, perfect for like a hot summer night. My only thing is it's a little pricey for my liking given the portion size, but it is like delicious.
Yeah. I think I had a sip of it, and it was good.
It is very good. Like I would get it again. It's just kind of like I have to be in the mood, and I also have to be like, all right, I can drop $9 on this. As for the non-alcoholic one, I stopped into K-Brew the other day, just kind of working for a little bit. I had an interview later that day, but I needed to get out of the house while I was working, and I had a new special drink. It was a baklava latte. Very good. I was very surprised how delicious it was.
Did it taste like baklava?
A little bit.
Okay.
It's got some honey in there.
Yeah.
It's really tasty. It was, again, like a little expensive, but K-Brew does that with their specialty drinks, and it's like a limited time thing, so I feel okay dropping however much I did.
All right. Well,
I don't want to disclose that one.
Well, this was supposed to be the best drink you had, but I'll let you go ahead and do 3, so you have another one.
Well, actually, this one's a bit of a combo of drink and food. I forgot about this.
Pho doesn't count as the broth of your pho.
No. The last thing was I went to 00 and had a delicious glass of red wine. Very good. I don't remember exactly what it was because it rotates all the time, but like honestly, I would just say anything you can get at 00 is going to be a good time, and they'll be there to help you with that. But I also had some bread and butter from Payson. That was delicious. And incredible.
Was the bread and butter at 00?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
It was bread and butter ordered at 00, but it's from Payson. And they basically bring you out almost a whole loaf.
So you did the best thing you ate, 3 of the best things you drank, and then the best thing you ate and drank.
Yeah.
At the same time. All right.
It was a productive month. What can I say?
All right, there it is. Keenan Thomas, everybody. Rule breaker. Well, that just about does it for the Scruffy Stuff today, and I don't know about you, but I'm feeling kind of hungry, so maybe I'll see you out at some of the places we mentioned here on the show. But if you have an appetite for downtown news, go ahead and hit that like or subscribe button on whatever platform you're listening on so you can get a notification every time a new episode drops, or just come back here on Tuesdays. And if you check out that podcast description, there will be a link to the Urban Knoxville Facebook group as well as the Urban Knoxville newsletter. Both of those are free to join, so go ahead and check that out if you're looking for more downtown news, or just head on over to KnoxNews.com, which sponsors and brings to you every week the Scruffy Stuff podcast. KnoxNews.com/subscribe is a place where you can support local journalism, take advantage of our latest offers, and get unlimited access to all the stories, photos, videos, all the news about downtown Knoxville, East Tennessee, anything you could ever want. To keep up with me in between episodes, you can give me a follow on Instagram at KnoxScruff. Or you can send me an email to ryan.wilsz@knoxnews.com. And before you close out the podcast, we'd appreciate it if you would leave us a review, a 5-star one, if you would, and tell us what you like about the show and what you would like to hear us talk about next. We'll be back again on Tuesday, and we'll talk to you soon.